كليم وعيني صارت كفي السقاء أئن طويلا وممدا.
O officers of Pakistan's armed forces, you must seize the traitor rulers and end their support of the Ummah's enemies.
He's the highest serving army officer to be arrested in a decade. The group he's allegedly linked to is Hizb Tahrir. That group's banned in Pakistan. Its primary goal is to establish an Islamic Caliphate across the Muslim world. It says it doesn't advocate violence, but it wants to overthrow Muslim governments.
Democracy? We have Pakistan and Bangladesh. Is anybody proud of the governments of Pakistan and Bangladesh? Anybody here?
The Muslims in Afghanistan desire to live under their Islam. They desire a system, a model of governance that represents their beliefs and their underlying values. The West can continue to reject and place its head in the sand, and by extension and by default continue digging its own grave.
And this ummah has overcome the Mongols and the crusaders of the past and now the crusaders of the present. This ummah is still standing after the collapse of communism, and this ummah will continue to stand after the collapse of capitalism. There is one struggle. There is one struggle. There is one struggle. Here and there, it's one struggle. It's a struggle against the return of Islam. The return of Islam. The manifestation of Islam. In its entirety.
This is why it is so significant that we understand the attacks as a whole, appreciate the context in which they occur, a broader clash of ideologies.
Quickly produced video promoting a recent conference calls on people to be part of the revival, the fall of capitalism and rise of Islam.
You are the descendants of Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, who refused to smile until Al-Aqsa was liberated. The prayers of Tahrir Square sent chills down the spines of Western leaders and their agents.
The call for an Islamic state. Hizb Tahrir, an Islamic group with members here in Australia, attracted around 1,000 delegates over the weekend.
अज़ाइम को सीनों में बेदार कर दे, निगाहे मुसलमान को तलवार कर दे.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. Verily the believers are but a single brotherhood.
The time of Khilafah is coming, and they know that. We know, and they know. They cannot stop it. No one can stop Qadar Allah. No one. Whatever they do. Islam is coming. Islam is coming.
Islamic group Hizb Tahrir held a conference titled One Nation, One State, and One Flag, calling all Yemenis to join in the grindstone of establishing an Islamic state, which they say will unite all Muslims under the authority of Islam.
Life's journey now the long promised questions come. How did you worship?
Are members of Hizb Tahrir, an Islamic group that was banned in Lebanon until 2006, a year after the Syrian army pulled out.
This life is a bridge, don't build upon it, but cross over it. تحكيم شرع الله الأمة تريد تحكيم شرع الله الأمة تريد تحكيم شرع الله
Forgive me for all that is past. Over the call of my longing lives. With your remembrance, let me be content. Let me behold you when comes the judgment.
We are gathered here in Copenhagen. This is not only my message, this is the message of a nation of more than 1.5 billion Muslims.
So that this ummah starts with a new call. The call for the Khilafah, the call for Tawheed, the call for unity. And that is the only way forward for the Muslim world.
Do we want that democracy? Yeah! Do we want Islam and the Sharia? Do we want the Khilafah state? Yeah! In peace!
To Bayt al-Maqdis, to the lands of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, we're going to march as martyrs in our millions.
Palestine is Islamic land and will forever remain Islamic land.
Soal perlunya khilafah atau pemimpin bagi umat Islam untuk mengatasi berbagai permasalahan seperti korupsi dan ketidakadilan.
Do not fear, no, and do not despair. In the mercy of Allah awaiting you there. Do not fear, for no will may compare to the will of Allah.
They thought they could keep us in shackles. They thought they could force us into submission. They thought that they could keep us divided. Our belief is one, our sentiments are one, our vision is one, and our brotherhood is one.
That's the struggle. Wherever a Muslim is, he has to decide that way or that way. Then the Khilafah need you. The Khilafah need you. The Khilafah need you.